denying the fact that the X100VI is a fantastic camera. But can I be completely honest about something for a minute? Between the fact that I think it's become one of the most overhyped cameras still of 2026 and the long waiting lists, I mean, to research this video, I had a look and there's still pre-orders for this camera, which I find ridiculous because I had it over a year ago now. It's definitely very frustrating. And people see cameras like the X-S20 or the H2S as professional cameras. And whilst that's true, I think there's a few things that we can do to mimic what the X100VI is. And make it so if you're taking your professional camera on a 5-kilometer walk, or you want to take it out for a nice meal to a restaurant, you don't think that you're taking this big, bulky professional camera. You're taking this stylish, compact camera that's used to just have some fun with. And so today, I'm going to show you why you don't need to buy an X100VI. Instead, you just need to do this. Don't get me wrong, zoom lenses and big lenses definitely have their place. And I'd say that I'm more of a fan of zooms than I am primes. However, I've always had a special place in my heart for Pancake lenses. There's something about them that just makes photography fun and easy. I guess it's because you suddenly lose that lack of weight that you normally have on the front end of the camera and you feel so discreet. That's why when Fujifilm came out with the 27mm ages ago and it was sold out everywhere, I was very much anticipating wanting to pick it up. For me, they do a 23mm, however, I'm more of a 50mm person. And I appreciate this isn't 50mm, but it's closer than 23. And for me, it's an absolutely perfect example of how you can turn any Fujifilm camera into an X100VI realistically, while still keeping the benefits of whatever Fujifilm camera you have bought. I use this lens all the time, primarily, like I said, if I'm doing a nice kind of 5-kilometer stroll, for instance, or I'm going into a city for the weekend, or I'm going out for dinner, lunch with friends and family, and I just want to take a camera to document the experience, or if I see something along the journey, something like this maybe isn't quite as feasible. As you can see, this basically, it actually doesn't protrude further than the grip on my X-S20 here. And this is an absolutely fantastic example. I mean, I've got this bulky cage on it right now, but you can even see how small this little setup is. And it comes with some great advantages. Now, you don't need to buy first-party lenses from the likes of Fujifilm. You do, of course, have like TTArtisan, I know, make a fantastic Pancake lens. And again, it's a really cheap alternative, which is another thing when it comes to the X100VI. It's roughly about £1,600, which is a lot of money. So many people tell me it's an absolute bargain, and yes, it is good value for money, but when you can spend maybe £200 or £300 on a lens, the price difference becomes quite apparent. So it's something worth thinking about. If you're looking to pick up an X100VI, think about maybe how you can change your current Fujifilm camera and maybe think about buying one of these lenses. I mean, I absolutely just love, it's such a satisfying little lens to use and I absolutely love it. I definitely need to pick up a mist filter for this lens because I love using mist filters and I don't have one yet for it. But it's definitely, I would say, one of my favorite lenses that I have either used or currently own. Something else I want you to think about if you're thinking about getting an X100VI or maybe you're thinking about replacing your Fujifilm camera is recipes. Now, you might be thinking, well, obviously every Fujifilm camera has recipes, and yes, that's true. However, I feel like the X100 series of cameras has really made recipes extremely popular. Everyone associates recipes with the X100 series and the X100VI. However, of course, every Fujifilm has the advantage of all those recipes depending on what age you get and what recipes you have available to you, but everyone has access to those recipes. The way I normally do things with my camera is, like for instance on my X-S20 here, I've got 4 custom modes. 2 of them are set up for videography work because I use this for videography work. The other 2 are set up for my most favorite recipes that I can very easily switch to. So I can be using this as my daily workhorse, and then once I'm finished for the day, I can pop on this little lens, I can switch it into my favorite recipe, and I could go out for the evening and take some fun photos. With the camera I'm recording on now, the X-H2S, that's even more apparent because it's got even more custom dials. I think I've got like at least 3 or 4 recipes set up for that camera. So it's things like that that you should think about. How can you alter and set up your current Fujifilm camera? I mean, I'm trying to save you some money here. Ultimately, the X100VI is a fantastic camera, and if you can justify owning it, all power to you. But maybe in the meantime, you could do some of the tips that I'm talking about here to quench that sort of thirst when it comes to that wait list, because I'm assuming people at least must be waiting a month up to probably 6 months for this camera. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about the why. Why are people so obsessed with the X100VI? Why would you want to turn your perfectly good Fujifilm camera and try and mimic that particular camera? What about it is so popular, and why would you want to do it? I think the first one is the kind of sense of feeling invisible. Now, when I go out shooting with this camera and this lens, or the camera I'm recording on right now, you're more noticeable. People definitely see that there is a camera around your neck. And a big part of that obviously is the look of the camera, and a big part of it is the lens that you have on it. The X100VI is definitely, whilst it's not an accessory, it looks far more like an accessory. It doesn't look like this professional camera. Whilst it has some professional internals, it doesn't look that way to people. It's far more intimidating whether you're doing street photography or travel photography with maybe you wanting to take some photos of locals. Maybe if you were turning up with this setup and you were like to a local, can I please take your portrait? Maybe they'll say no. With the X100VI, maybe they're more likely to say yes. So again, another reason to try and turn your setup into something a little bit more compact and discreet. I think another one, and another reason why people love the X100 series so much, comes down to kind of the paradox of choice. Now, I've got multiple lenses in front of me, the 27mm, I've got the 55 to 140, I'm recording on the 16 to 55, and I've got the 50mm prime behind me. The choice I have sometimes is overwhelming. However, when you're picking up that fixed lens camera, there is no choice. Yes, there's adapters, and I was a big fan of the 50mm adapter you could buy, but your choices are far more limited, which means you don't need to think about it. There is no thinking. The thought has been made for you, which again is another reason why I would recommend to people to pick up some form of small Pancake lens and keep it on your camera. And maybe, you could sell some of your other lenses and pay for this new one. And it just removes that sense of choice and really allows to give you that sense of freedom. Now, this is all great that I'm talking about, this kind of philosophy behind the X100VI and the reasons why maybe you'd want to turn your existing Fujifilm cameras into one, or trying to mimic the ethos of that particular camera. But there certainly are some pros and cons. There's a reason why I don't currently own an X100VI and I sold it. And I thought we'd maybe run through some of those. Now, I'm going to be a complete hypocrite here, but versatility is a big one. Having the ability to swap lenses and change from maybe primes to zooms, depending on the scenarios, is a very powerful tool. And something that as a professional, I need to be able to do a lot when the mood changes. Being stuck at one focal length and using one lens is extremely restricting. And whilst that can be great for more casual work, I'm not the type of photographer where I can just go, yes, this is my style, you must love it. I do need to tailor my services to my clients, which means I need to be as versatile as possible, which a camera like the X100VI doesn't allow me to be. But I still miss that camera, and hence why I picked up the Pancake lens to start with for those kind of evenings, travel photography and things like that. So again, I'm being quite versatile in that fact. Another huge advantage in buying some of the other cameras in the Fujifilm lineup are things like weather sealing. The X100VI, if you put an adapter on, it kind of gave you weather sealing, but I would never take it out in a giant downpour. So some cameras do have weather sealing in Fujifilm's lineup that I would totally recommend depending on the climate you are in. Another one is power. Now, the X100VI used the older, smaller batteries that Fujifilm ran in all their cameras, and I've just opened the battery compartment of this X-S20 and there's no battery inside. But cameras like the X-S20, the X-T5, X-H2S all use Fujifilm's bigger and better batteries, which just means you can do more with it. I mean, I've been recording a couple of YouTube videos now on this X2S, and the battery life is still 100%. It's insane how good it is. So that is another potential reason. Another bonus that comes with that is the fact that you tend to get bigger grips. Now, yes, I appreciate the styling of the X100VI maybe would get ruined if you slapped a massive grip on the camera. However, I am a human. I do own hands, and having an actual grip that fits around your hands is extremely nice to have. I'd actually say that the X-S20 is one of the most comfortable cameras that Fujifilm sell because it's so lightweight. The grip is so nice to have. It just is so very comfortable, which, like I mentioned, is another huge advantage of going for another camera in Fujifilm's lineup. This camera also has a flash, which is absolutely mad. I never really use it, but it has a flash, which I do sometimes miss on my X100VI. So it's really nice when I get to use this and bust it out. And yeah, this is definitely more my backup camera, fun camera, because yeah, you got that flash if you want it. Oh, I didn't even mention this one. SD card slots. My X-T5, dual SD cards. X-H2S has a CF Express Type B and SD. Sadly, only a single SD card in the X20, but there's nothing you can do about it. I will acknowledge the fact that you do lose that inbuilt ND filter that you get in the X100VI, which I absolutely loved for those little sort of postcard shots that I used to get. And I really wish it's something that could be built into some of these cameras. It's not a deal breaker. You can obviously use external ND filters that go on the end of your lens. Magnetic ones are extremely popular now, which do make it very quick and easy, although I'm still a fan of screwing things on. So that is an option. It's not the end of the world, really. You can get variable NDs, which are very good, and I use a variable ND for all my video work, and it's not really a problem. I will talk about the elephant in the room. It's my opinion that I think the X100 lineup of cameras is probably one of Fujifilm's best looking cameras. That might be quite a divisive opinion, and I haven't seen every camera in person that Fujifilm sell, but I've seen a few of them, and it's still, I think, one of the best looking cameras. You certainly get noticed with it. People certainly ask about it and remark about it, and I think it just looks the better. These type of cameras definitely get the job done in terms of doing the job, but they don't look as pretty doing it. So that's really it. Basically, I want you to stop telling yourself that you need this dedicated camera to have fun with photography. There's so much around consumerism where you need to buy this camera, you need to buy this accessory to have fun and do X and Y, and it's just not the case. You can spend very little money or no money at all and still get the same fun. I take some absolutely fantastic photos with this camera and with all the cameras I use, and my photography style and the way I shoot photos has only improved. So don't think a camera is going to fix that or solve that, or if I only had this camera, I would be so much better. So go on, get out there, go buy a compact Pancake lens, take some photos, and I want to see everyone's photos that they end up taking.